Hello, and welcome to the Kinky List by Skoob. I'm your host, Zara Black, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of nipple clamps and pressure sensation play. Now, before you think this is too niche, let me share something interesting. Nipple clamps have become one of the most universally recognized tools in sensation play, with appeal extending far beyond fetish culture into mainstream couples' bedrooms. Why are they so popular? 3 compelling reasons. First, they're incredibly affordable. Quality clamps can cost less than $10. Second, they're easy to use with no complicated learning curve. But here's what really sets them apart. Unlike most BDSM toys that require a partner, nipple clamps can be used solo. All you need are nipples, and that means private exploration and self-discovery at your own pace. This independence factor is genuinely empowering and explains why they've become such a gateway device for curious beginners. Let's talk about how these devices actually work. Most nipple clamps operate through 2 primary mechanisms. Spring-operated clamps work like clothespins, providing constant pressure determined by spring strength. Screw mechanism clamps function like thumb screws, allowing precise pressure adjustment. Some sophisticated designs combine both methods for ultimate control. Here's a crucial shopping tip that could save you significant discomfort. Always assess spring tension before buying. This is challenging because packaging often prevents testing. But don't be shy about asking store personnel for help. Many retailers don't permit returns on intimate items, so you're stuck with your purchase. There's an unfortunate trend with budget clamps, particularly from overseas manufacturers. They often have absurdly strong spring tensions that render them unusable for most people. It seems designers either don't test their products firsthand or assume everyone has extraordinarily robust nipples. The result? Painful experiences and wasted money. Beyond traditional clamps, there's an entire category called clips. Tweezer clips are most common, resembling household tweezers or medical hemostats with a metal loop, elastic band, or bead holding the ends together once your nipple is secured. These are beautifully simple and affordable, usually under $10 per pair. For the resourceful, you can even create homemade versions using small pieces of wood or metal with rubber bands, though safety should always be paramount. Now we're getting to the fascinating part. What's actually happening inside your body when you use these clamps? Understanding this physiology transforms the experience from random sensation to intentional exploration. When a clamp applies pressure, your nerve receptors immediately relay distress signals to your brain. Your brain's response? An instant adrenaline rush. Your heart rate quickens. Breathing becomes shallow. Your voice might tremble. Your body is preparing for perceived danger even though your conscious mind knows you're completely safe. This delicious contradiction between perceived threat and actual safety is psychologically compelling. But there's more happening. Your brain also releases natural opiates to mitigate pain, though these take longer to manifest, creating a period where initial discomfort is prolonged. Meanwhile, the pressure restricts blood circulation to nerve endings, causing gradual numbness. This is why clamps often become more tolerable over time. Here's where it gets really interesting: the removal. Many people report that taking clamps off is more intense than applying them. Why? When you remove them, blood suddenly surges back into compressed tissue, violently reawakening those numbed nerve receptors. They send potent distress signals flooding to your brain, creating a sharp pang that can be overwhelmingly intense. Understanding this pain cycle, discomfort on application, gradual numbing, intense sensation on removal, lets you choreograph experiences for maximum impact. Let's discuss something absolutely critical: safety and timing. An initial guideline every beginner must follow. Don't keep clamps in place for more than 10 minutes. Prolonged pressure can cause rare but serious nerve damage. Why risk permanent harm for temporary pleasure? There's also a practical reason. Many people find that extending duration beyond initial numbness has diminishing returns. Once the area is numb, longer duration doesn't intensify the experience. It just extends it while increasing tissue damage risk. For clamps on other sensitive areas like labia or genitals, experts recommend 15 to 30 minutes maximum. The dominant partner must continuously ensure the experience remains not just bearable, but erotically stimulating. Watch for nonverbal cues: body tension, breathing changes, facial expressions. Create space for honest communication about feelings and sensations. Let's explore something that takes clamps to an entirely different level: sensory deprivation. The principle is elegantly simple, yet profoundly effective. When you limit normal sensory inputs like sight, hearing, or speech, sensitivity to remaining physical sensations intensifies dramatically. This is why experienced practitioners combine nipple clamps with blindfolds. When you can't see what's coming, every sensation becomes a surprise. The uncertainty amplifies everything. Your body becomes hyper-aware, hypersensitive, focused entirely on physical experience. Equipment ranges from gentle to extreme. Simple sleep masks or scarves work perfectly for beginners. Non-threatening, comfortable, easily removable. Leather blindfolds with buckle closures create more intimidating atmosphere. When choosing these, ensure they have thick, soft padding that protects eyes and avoids pressure on the optic nerve. Despite appearing harmless, blindfolds can harm eyes if too tight. Wear them only tight enough to obstruct sight. More advanced options include leather head harnesses with removable components like gags and integrated blindfolds. At the extreme end are full head hoods and head cages made from steel or carved wood. These are absolutely not for beginners. They can trigger severe claustrophobia or panic. Critical safety note that cannot be overstated: never cover both nostrils and mouth simultaneously with non-porous materials like plastic. This creates potentially fatal situations. Always ensure breathing pathways remain open. For those interested in pushing boundaries further, there's a fascinating intersection between pressure and electrical stimulation. Bipolar electrical stimulation clamps integrate TENS or EMS unit functionality directly into the clamp design, delivering electrical currents from one side to the other through your tissue. These self-contained dual electrode clamps create intensely focused stimulation, ideal for nipples, labia, clitoris, or penis. The sensation is unique, combining clamp pressure with tingling, buzzing, or pulsing electrical current. It's completely different from either sensation alone, creating something entirely new. Another notable device is the Wartenberg pinwheel, available at BDSM shops. Originally medical equipment for testing nerve responses, it features a handle with a small rolling wheel embedded with sharp pin-like spikes. Rolling it lightly across skin creates a trail of sharp, pricking sensations with a distinct burning feeling. It requires careful, controlled use. The goal is stimulating nerve endings without breaking skin. Use it only on well-padded areas, avoiding the most delicate tissues. Here's something fascinating. People's responses to nipple clamps vary wildly, distinctly different from how they experience other erotic pain. Someone might thoroughly enjoy spanking or flogging to orgasm, yet find even moderate nipple clamps unbearable. Others love nipple clamps, but have zero interest in impact play. Some enjoy manual nipple pinching or biting but dislike the sustained pressure of clamps. Others prefer the controlled, steady sensation of clamps over unpredictable manual stimulation. For many women, there's a direct erotic connection between nipple stimulation and clitoral arousal, seemingly a direct nerve pathway, provided clamps aren't too tight. This connection makes the experience intensely erotic. Women's nipples also fluctuate in sensitivity throughout their menstrual cycle, so clamps that feel unbearable at one point might seem perfectly tolerable or even too gentle at another. You'll hear terms like nipple wimps affectionately referring to people who take longer to acclimate or have particularly sensitive nipples. There's no shame here. Everyone's body, nerve distribution, and pain-pleasure threshold is unique. Your journey is yours alone. If you're introducing someone to nipple clamps for the first time, follow this fundamental principle. Introduce only one new element at a time. Combining multiple new experiences, meeting a new partner, experiencing bondage, using nipple clamps, can be overwhelming and trigger resistance, panic, or aggression. Start gradually. Before introducing clamps, gauge reactions to manual nipple pinching. Use finger pads, not nails, which create sharp, unpleasant pain. Try it on yourself first to understand the sensation you're asking your partner to experience. If nipple clamps are entirely new to them, prepare them with gentle explanation. Suggest they may feel both slightly painful and pleasing. Reassure them that clamps will be removed if too intense, but encourage trying to endure the sensation briefly to see if it evolves. Sometimes placing clamps on your own nipples first demystifies the experience and builds trust by showing you're willing to experience it yourself. While nipples are the most common application site, these principles apply to many sensitive areas. The outer labia respond particularly well to strong sensations. Small clamps positioned vertically along outer labia can hold them open, offering unobstructed access while creating intense sensation. Ensure all metal clamps are padded or rubber encased and that clips are completely toothless. Many clamps feature adjustable pressure with slide rings or tightening screws, allowing pressure variation as arousal builds and sensitivity changes. The versatility of clips extends beyond simple application. During other activities, intensify sensations by touching, pulling, or flicking clips. Twisting enhances pain. You can tug surrounding skin or connect multiple clips together. Here's an advanced technique. Arrange several clips in a line, then thread a rope through them. Pulling the rope releases all clips simultaneously in a zipper effect, creating an intense rush as blood flows back into multiple sites at once. For added sensation, attach small fishing weights to clips for constant, gentle tugging. All these items are easily accessible at hardware or sporting goods stores. When shopping for clamps and clips, you'll encounter a wide range of shapes, sizes, and prices. While some items resemble office supplies, purchase from legitimate sex toy shops or BDSM boutiques. These retailers ensure products are body-safe, made from appropriate materials for skin contact, and designed with user safety in mind. Small clips deliver surprisingly substantial sensations despite their size because pressure concentrates on tiny areas. Medium to larger clips come in plastic, metal, or wood. Wooden clothespins are particularly intense, and spring tightness varies dramatically from one to another. Always test each one before use. Here's a universal testing protocol. Before using any clip or clamp on sensitive areas, test it on your inner forearm or between your thumb and forefinger. If you can't tolerate the sensation there, it's definitely too intense for nipples or genitals. This simple test prevents painful mistakes. Appearance deceives. Delicate-looking clips might deliver intense sensation, while intimidating-looking clamps might be gentle. Never assume. Always test. Sexual arousal creates a unique consciousness state, often described as being submerged in waves of sensation. During initial seduction stages, when arousal is building, the smallest touches have significant impact. As arousal intensifies and the body becomes engorged and sensitized, subtle touches naturally evolve into more vigorous actions. Grabbing, pinching, forceful contact. This progression reflects the body's changing state. As arousal builds, pain tolerance increases. Sensations that would be unpleasant when you're not aroused become integrated into pleasure when you are. This is why timing matters tremendously. The interplay between pleasure and pain creates what practitioners call bliss, a transcendent state where boundaries between sensation types blur. Pain becomes pleasure, pleasure becomes intensified by contrast with pain. Trust plays an enormous role. The same sensation from someone you don't trust feels threatening and unpleasant, while identical sensation from a trusted partner feels erotic and connecting. This is why communication, consent, and gradually building trust are foundational to positive experiences. For those who discover they enjoy sensation play, the question becomes, where do you go from here? Integration means incorporating clamps into your intimate repertoire in ways that feel natural, not forced. Maybe they become occasional foreplay, reserved for special occasions, or combined with other activities you enjoy, used during oral sex, manual stimulation, or intercourse. The key is finding the role these tools play in your unique sexual expression. There's no right frequency or pattern. What matters is that they enhance experiences rather than become obligatory or routine. As we wrap up, remember, nipple clamps are a simple tool that can open new sensations. Just a small pinch, big possibilities. We've covered how they work, safety, communication, and ways to experiment slowly and respectfully. Start light, test your gear, talk with your partner, and always stop if it hurts. Some people try them once and walk away. Others find a whole new layer of pleasure. Both are okay. Want to hear a real story about a pair of clamps that changed someone's intimate life? There's an episode with first-person accounts and step-by-step safety tips. Download the Skoob app now to get access to the full story, bonus interviews, and episode notes. Tap to download and unlock a safety checklist, guided tips, and extra interviews. Find the full episode and extras on Skoob. Listen, learn, and explore safely. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe.